Hi, yeah, I'm Eileen Rainey, and I am decided to do my presentation on the differences between intersectionality and assemblage and how I feel like they affect my life in particular. I stole your pictures because I thought they were a great illustration of the differences between the two. Intersectionality is more our 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 groups that we belong to intersect with each other, but assemblage is more, they are all intersected, they all mix together. So as I said on the previous slide, intersectionality was something we started in week 6. Kimberly Crenshaw came up with the thought. The thought is that we belong to many different groups and that then those groups intersect with each other. So race, gender, disability, sexual preferences, and each of these groups intersect with each other. What I liked about assemblage is similar. We belong to different groups and they intersect, but they're always evolving, like things that happen in our lives change the groups that we are associated with, like getting married or deciding that you wanted to have a partner of the same sex or a different sex. There's very many things, or you become disabled. There are very many things that happen in our lives that change our groups that we belong to, and therefore the assemblage. So this is my family. This is our Christmas picture. This is all of my family here. And as you can see, we're diverse. I have 5 grandchildren who are biracial, and that's my privilege speaking because to the rest of the world, they're Black. But, you know, own your whiteness, which they do. My smallest grandson there wore a little onesie for St. Patrick's Day that said, "I'm a wee bit Irish," and he is. So anyhow, they are a diverse group of people. My other great-grandson in the middle there, actually his mother is Latina, so he's of Black, white, and Latina descent. So, but the real story that I want to tell about this is the assemblage of my grandchildren, and one of the things of these biracial grandchildren, and one of the questions that I ask myself is the group that we belong to determined by us, or is it determined by the way people see us? So I would say that my grandchildren, my biracial grandchildren, who went to school, and they lived in a little bubble, and so they went to the same school. Everybody knew them. They grew up in that school. They were, I would say, they never felt marginalized in that school. I would say that they were respected. They were good students. They were good athletes, and the teachers, their classmates, the people they interacted with on a regular basis respected them. And I would say they never felt marginalized. They were not marginalized. They were just like everybody else. They were good. They were smart. They were pretty. They were successful in sports. They had things that people respected them for. But when they left their bubble, that changes because now they are interacting with people who do not know them. And they're interacting with people who do not know them and who are judging them based on their looks, based on their appearance, based on their skin color. And so, and that interaction moves them into a group, into a marginalized group, because now they are marginalized. Now they're dealing with people who don't respect them. Now they're dealing with people who don't know their accomplishments. Now they're dealing with people who see them and judge them based on their skin color. And I have a couple of stories to illustrate this. My oldest grandson, when he was 18, the summer he was 18, he went out in the world, started driving around. He got pulled over 3 times within the summer. He never got a ticket. He never got written up for anything, but he did have guns pulled on him. He was handcuffed. He was searched. His car was searched 3 times. It could have been because of that it was a group of black boys in a car. It could have been it was a group of black boys in a car with white girls. Who knows why he was pulled over? Maybe he looked like somebody. But the bottom line is he was marginalized. He was treated unfairly. His sister, same kind of thing happened to her. She was pulled over, maybe for speeding, but never got a ticket. But her car was searched. She was handcuffed. She was made to sit on a curb in a short skirt. I was actually there because she called me and I came, but the police would not let me approach. They said they were going to tase me if I came any closer. She was never got a ticket, nothing ever wrong, and she was led on her way. And then their younger brother, similar situation, surrounded by police cars, pulled over for something, who knows what, and before he knew it, and all these things happened when they were 18, when they were just barely adults, and surrounded by police cars, searched the car, handcuffed, all those things, nothing found, let go. So, and I'll go back to the girl for a minute because she is a young woman, and she's 27, but at the time she was a young woman who was raised by white women and emulated the women that she was raised by and questioned the cops, the police officers. Why are you pulling me over? Why are you searching my car? You don't have a right to search my car. Let me see the search warrant. Things like that. The same kinds of things that I would do, or maybe other people would do. We never taught her not to do those things. She was emulating the people who raised her and standing up for her rights. And it got her, treated harshly. So anyhow, those 3 stories, quick little stories, are ways in which my grandchildren now do feel marginalized, because now they're out in the outside world and they do feel marginalized. Another little story is my grandson who went to college. So when they went to high school, they were in a high school that was 50% black and 50% white. When they went to college, when he went to college, he went to a college that I work for, that did not have that large a ratio of black to white students. And he would be in a class and they would be talking about something, about marginalized groups, about slavery, about the way people were treated, black people were treated. And he would be the only black kid in the class, and the professor would call him out and say, well, what do you think about this, Jermaine? Have you ever experienced this? And he's an 18-year-old kid. He doesn't want to be the black poster child for you. That was uncomfortable for him. So those are ways in which they moved from feeling not marginalized to now feeling marginalized. And so there you see where my question comes from. Like, what group did they fall into? Before, they did not feel like they fell into a group of marginalized black people. They felt like they were treated as equals. But now they know that now they're out in the world and people who don't know them are judging them based on the color of their skin. So they changed their groups.